Oh yeah, Craig Metrowich for videocelebritynews.com. We are sharing the good news here on a Friday morning, Cape Town, South Africa. And I've got a young man with me, Aiden, who I've got to know over the years. Why? Because he has shared the joy and happiness with my princess, who now happens to be 6, going on 16. And he's going to share with us this morning about retail and the industry that he's chosen and why he loves his job. So Aiden, thanks for your time. First question. Well, what is the industry that you're in? I mean, we can see in the background, it's very colorful for our audience. What's the industry you're in?
Cool. So I'm in the retail industry. More specifically, the company that I work for is Experience Retail. So it's more about making the experience happen and making it all good as opposed to just focusing on the product. So yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We're there to make everyone's day.
So he's very lucky, and I'll tell you why. He's selling all sorts of toy products, happiness products that I call it. For moms and dads watching this, we call it nag products. Eh? You know, you try and negotiate with a child like my kid. You are going to, I mean, best negotiate in the world is a kid who wants, let's say, some particular brand. They know all the brands today.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what your job entails. So my idea of this show is to share good news and inspire people watching this, me being a business coach and an inspirational speaker. So let's talk about the tough stuff in your work. So what is the type of work that's involved, i.e., let's start with merchandising.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I mean, merchandising is obviously a part of every retail experience that we go through. It's very important to, specifically in our industry, to make sure that the kids are able to access, you know, everything. You speak about that they are powerful in the sense that they are able to persuade people. And you kind of have to work off of that as well. I mean, we know that they can persuade you.
I'm glad you admit that.
We know that. But to a point also, you know, we're not hard sellers. So you're more at the experience and making everything happen. So what's really, really cool about the merchandising aspect is the colors. The colors have to pop. You have to get the shoes and the outfits and the hats and everything in one kind of place. So when you're looking at an outfit, you're able to see, okay, cool. I want those shoes because it matches that outfit, that accessory, that panty. You know, we've got everything. So that's more or less about the merchandising in the shop.
Okay, so what you're saying is, and that's really gets to it, it's a science and there's art to it. In other words, it's there's a methodology in my language, but it's also very creative.
That's true. That's true. We call it playing with a purpose.
I love it. Playing with a purpose. So here's my purpose, okay? Are you ready to get this in? I'm wearing a t-shirt specifically for today. And I'm going to put that into frame. It's going to be reversed, and it says keeping more than a hope alive. And for people that don't know what my purpose is, for over 10 years, all the work I've done has been involved with childhood cancer, to CHOC. So shout out to CHOC. CHOC's doing a massive, they do, it's volunteers. They're making a positive impact on children that are battling, cancer. And I thought today, with so much bad news and negativity, the one thing I love about kids is the innocence, which we all need to keep. But what I love about kids is they really see when they walk into a store like yours, it's like, wow, yay! They're all joyous and happy. What is the marketing that you are being involved with, i.e., let's talk about shelf talkers, wobblers, floor decals. A lot of people watching this, they take that for granted, right? So tell us some of the ideas around marketing. What do we need to do in order to delight children with the upcoming festive season?
Okay, cool. I mean, very, very, very important, specifically in the upcoming festive season, is that, Christmas tree, because that's a staple in your homes as well as a staple in the malls and stuff like that. Decal-wise, I mean, we've got very specific artwork that we've got on the wall. So there's like a rocket ship. Everything is in blue and white because it kind of inspires that childhood need to draw, to color in, stuff like that. We've got the different houses that the bears go home in as well, which are very important again for that aspect of interaction past your initial phase of everything. We've also got the signages. So what's very important about signage is the lighting, because kids want to feel inviting. A lot of kids are scared of darker kind of places, if you want to call it that. So when you've got a lot of light in your store and it's lit up nicely, they feel at home, they feel more comfortable, they want to come into your location, they want to share their time with you. So very important.
You see, so and this is why I wanted to interview somebody like Aiden, because I've met you over the years, and you've been always friendly, but what nobody realizes, what's behind everything that sets up a store, so that we come back again and again, and that it is a wonderful experience, because it's not just the products. It's obvious that you have to sell products. I get that. But it's also about the ambience. My child, would come in and she'd like feel safe, secure, feel almost like a home away from home. And what I also enjoyed is the soft sell technique, I call it, whereby you really are there to inform us about what would be the latest trend as far as brands and what is the new festive season trend.
Yes.
So let's just, if you talk overall, my question is, what have you learned that you go like the last few years that really helped me that you could take home? So I repeat, what have you learned at work that kind of has helped you at home?
Okay, cool. I think the number one thing that I've taken out of retail as a whole, I guess I could call it, is the patience aspect. That's very important, to feel that loving atmosphere and everything. You need to have that in your life as well. So, you got to bring forth your experience both in your workplace and outside of your workplace. Because if you're living and you're loving what you do and you really, really, really are enjoying yourself, it's contagious. So if you can't enjoy yourself, the children can't enjoy themselves. If you can't enjoy yourself, your family's not going to enjoy themselves, stuff like that. So as long as you remain genuine, it's very important. I think that's the most important thing, being genuine. I can tell when you're putting on a show. Everyone can tell when you're putting on a show. But if you are just yourself and you truly enjoy what you do.
Can I add to that?
Go for it.
Your good self.
That's true.
Because, what I find with a lot of people is they will dump off all their negativity, right? They can do that. And here's my statement. It takes massive courage to go against the trend, and the trend is to share all the negative, bad news. And I'm a realist. There is bad news out there, but you cannot, have the joyous innocence of a child when we fill our brains, our heart, and our energy with all the negative stuff that's out there. And you're right. In other words, when start at work, being positive at work, enthusiastic at work, and take that enthusiasm and take it into your home as well. And guess what? Then when you get to work, the cycle starts again, and your clients feel that sincere, authentic positivity. Okay, well, you got lots of fans, by the way. Craig is online. Craig Nolani, thank you. Mark Mars is watching. There's a lot of people online. Thank you very much. Send us a wow, a love, and a thumbs up, because we're sharing with you, if you just joined us for Video Celebrity News, the Good News channel. My name's Craig Metrowich, and I've got Aiden with me. We're just talking about retail, kids, festive season, selling happiness, not really around products. This is not a paid commercial, by the way, on the record. It's a biography. So, Aiden, some food for thought for young people watching this. I want you to inspire them. If I'm sitting at home, I'm unemployed, how would you encourage them to go about finding, a job? Let's start with that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So the most important thing to remember is that it's not always your fault if you can't get a job. Like really, really, really and truly, keep putting your best out there. Keep doing your best and try to take notes. Try to take happiness away from every single experience. If you go into an interview, think to yourself, okay, what do I take out of that? What could I have done differently? How do I approach the situation? What did I learn? Because the more you take from the things, the more fulfillment you'll get at the end of the day. So just know that it's not your fault. It's very important to remember that there are only going to be opportunities given to you, and it's your
mandate or drive.
Yes, it's your responsibility to take the most out of every single opportunity. If it's a half an hour of your day that you're going for an interview, if you don't get it, it doesn't mean it was wasted. What did you learn? Where did you go? What did you experience? Take everything in and try to learn and live off of that experiences.
So let me come into there, and just to add to that, statistically, go and Google how many times a toddler, when it's crawling, gets up and wipes out. Okay? It's like thousands of times, right? Before it actually can get up and walk.
Yeah.
And I think as adults, we sometimes forget that. I've had massive, huge failures, but not a lot, versus a toddler getting up, wiping out, getting up, wiping out. It doesn't mean they stop trying, because then they wouldn't be able to walk.
Exactly.
And what you're saying to our audience, the young people, and Aiden, you've nailed it, eh? This is unscripted, by the way, unrehearsed. It's live and it's raw. You've nailed it. It's about being able to have the courage to try again, go for the next interview, get rejected, try different career paths, because giving up means that you wouldn't have been able to be like a toddler that got up and eventually got to walk. All right, this is going to head towards a wrap. Final question. What was one of the happiest things you've experienced? And I'm not talking product. I'm talking about the customer delight. Have you had a customer come back and say something, or, just inspire you that your work's worthwhile? Share that with us.
Cool. So I'm glad you asked that actually. So in all elements of kind of retail, sometimes you're going to have those days where you might not feel specifically 110%, but there is nothing quite as fulfilling or even happy as that feeling of somebody coming back. I mean, we do parties in our industry, and I've had people coming back 4 years, 5 years ago that come in and be like, oh yeah, I remember you that has done my party many years ago. Or you just have randomly, I'm busy helping somebody else and I get a hug from a child, I'm on the toll, and randomly you just got arms around your waist over here and you're like, oh hey. Or you just have somebody coming in to give you a high five. That importance to know that you have made an impact on someone's life, on a little one's life, and that they just remember you for the good and the positivity. There's nothing quite like that feeling in this retail industry. Just to know somebody came back and it took time out of their day, not to buy something, but just to come and say hello. You've made a difference in the world, in that person's life. They'll never forget it. People usually forget the bad. People,
yeah, they go to the next bad, and the next bad.
When you hear people speak, it's only bad. Yeah. That's all you hear. You just hear people complain. But when you know that someone can take time out of their day just to come and say hello to you, it means a lot. It means a lot.
So Aiden, I'm telling you, you've inspired me. I never thought I'd be inspired by somebody who's in the toy industry. I love the toy industry, by the way. I did spend 4 years in licensing in my career. It was phenomenal. In actual fact, I want to give away my age. I was involved with the business that originally brought in Tamagotchi, I was a Tamagotchi guy. And I did the national sales at that stage. And I'll tell you what I did enjoy. It was exactly that. We would go to New York, by the way, attend the toy fair, see all the licensed products. And what was exciting is coming back and just knowing that you're selling happiness. And that is what's so cool about what you do for a living. You're literally not only making us happy as parents when we see our kids delighted. So the shout out to my audience. In business, are you booking happiness for your staff? In business, are you the leader that goes around and encourages and uplifts people? At home, are you the prophet of doom or the prophet of hope? At home, are you the person that de-stresses everybody with a smile and some love? Or are you the person that forgets to be like a child and celebrate life? Because this journey, as you become an adult, is very short. And I think we all need to have the courage like children, and I'll go back to the toddler, that falls again and again and again and just gets up and carries on until they can walk, stand tall, and sprint, into your store. This is going to be a wrap. Aiden, so shout out to your fans.
Oh yeah, shout out to everybody out there. I hope you guys are all having a good time and have a good festive.
All right, this is Craig Metrowich for the Good News Show, Video Celebrity News. We love to share positivity, inspiration with ordinary people like you and me that are doing extraordinary work like Aiden is. Share the good news, share the light, just share some positive, festive hope this season. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.